Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm taking a look at this item, which is the most requested item I've had the first half of 2021. This is an ice ball ice cube maker. I'm going to find out if it really works in today's video. So I've done kind of a surprising number of ice cube makers in the past. I've got kind of a family reunion of them here. It all started with the Ice Genie back in 2018. Didn't work so great, but it was fun to try. The Wish version of that, it was even worse. It came out with a new and improved Ice Genie last year. And then, of course, my worst of 2020 was the Ice Wizard, a whiskey ice wedge glass. Down here, I've got the Icinator vintage ice cube tray. It cost me 35 bucks. Got this Hex ice cube maker here, this one for sports drinks. Then we have the Icebreaker Pop, which did in my mail time number 3. And that one I want to be using also in today's video because it looks a lot like the ice ball maker. So let me get the rest of these out of here and then get started. I bought this on Walmart for 40 bucks, 40 bucks. And the same box that I received is the one I'm seeing on Amazon. So it looks like most of the vendors, if not all of them, are using the exact same packaging. But inside this box was the ice ball maker and some instructions, which are kind of minimal. Comparing this to the Icebreaker Pop though, I mean, you can see they're very similar. They both have 3 rows of 6 cubes. They both work similarly that you fill it up, you freeze it, and then you pull it apart. And then you can dump the ice out. But there's one difference between the ice ball maker and the Icebreaker Pop, and that's this supposedly works also as a bottle. You can actually drink out of it or use it as a pitcher. That's not a claim that the Icebreaker Pop I recall actually making. Maybe they did, but I don't remember it. This does look more like a mouthpiece for a water bottle on this one. It'd be hard to drink out of this one or even use it as a pitcher. So I do think that maybe they expanded the functionality a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, the Icebreaker Pop held about 10 ounces of water. I'm going to guess this is going to be similar. The instructions for the ice ball maker say to fill up to right there. So you basically fill up to right here. Then you're supposed to squeeze out the excess air and water and then cap it. It sounds easy in the instructions. Let's see how easy it really is. First up, I'm going to fill the Icebreaker Pop kind of as my control ice cube maker. I do think that this one deserves a place in this video since it has kind of the original design. This one is going for 30, which is still a lot for an ice maker. 40 seems like even more. The ice cube trays that I use were $1, so I could buy 40 of them for the price of one of these. All right, I'm going to use this bowl to prevent any spillage here. All right, I've got 16 ounces here, so this should hold 10 like the first time I tried this. As expected, that was 10 ounces of water. So this one you're just supposed to cap off. No leakage. This one's good to go. But now let's try the star of the show here. I do like the cap on this one. The cap spins, but it is also tethered to the unit itself. So you don't have to worry about losing it. That's kind of nice. It just kind of flops around. Blah, 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 blah. This one's kind of interesting because you're supposed to fill it not all the way to the top and then squeeze the air out. I don't believe the Icebreaker Pop said to do that. All right, this has 16 ounces in. Let's see how much this holds. I don't think I need this bowl. I'm not spilling any. You have to go slow though, kind of dribbles in there. I think we're right at the fill level, which is right there. I think we're okay. Squeeze the excess air out and screw the lid on tightly. I guess we're supposed to do it at the same time. I'll just keep squeezing with one hand and I'll just, all right. We are watertight. All right, before I put these in the freezer, I should point out that the original Icebreaker Pop held 10 ounces. This only held about 6. This one's not off to a good start as far as the volume goes, but maybe the functionality will make up for it. I'll come back, I'll let them sit for 24 hours and I'll come back. All right, I've just pulled them out of the freezer. Now the instructions for the ice ball maker say you have to let it sit for 3 minutes, which I'll do for both of these before I crack them open. While we're waiting, let's take a look at how it looks when it's in the frozen state. I guess it looks okay. There was no leakage in the freezer, so that's good. Now the Icebreaker Pop, you really can't see anything, which is an advantage of this one being see-through because at least you can see it. So far the advantage of the Icebreaker Pop is that it holds more liquid, but this one you can see through and see how it's doing when it's in the freezer. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. I actually hear some crackling while they're just sitting here. All right, it's been 3 minutes. I'm gonna do the Icebreaker Pop first. It's kind of the veteran, might as well just have a kind of a baseline to see how the new one compares. Let's do it. If I recall right on the Icebreaker Pop, the instructions, you were supposed to crunch it on the counter. This is how I recall doing it. It's very crunchy, very crunchy. You do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And the most important part is after you take the tab off, you have to pull this out. Wasn't too bad. As you can see inside, I really can't see very well in there. It'd be better if it was see-through, like this. We got a lot of ice crumbs. Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now. It was kind of hard to get the ice out of here. Very interesting ice shape. It's a very interesting shape. It's a lot of shaking to get it out of here. Get it out of there. You know, this is so much better than just an old school ice cube tray. Modern technology is always gonna be superior, right? That was easy, right? There's the icebreaker pop. Looks pretty good. I want to film it now in case it melts. Time for the star of the show. You're supposed to kind of do this, and then you're supposed to take the lid off, which is very stiff. There you go. I think I've got it broken up. And hiya! You can kind of see in it a little better. I like that you can see in here better. See if the ice comes out of here easily. Okay, here, they're round. They are ice balls, as they're supposed to be. Icebreaker pop, 10 ounces, ice balls, 6 ounces. Definitely not as much. They're very attractive shaped ice though. I actually kind of like that. Got one more thing to test out. I'm gonna put the ice back in here. Not that piece. And I'm gonna put some water in here and use it as a water bottle. All right, that's a total of 4 cups of water. Let me just take a drink of it. I guess you hold it like this with a handle. I'm not real sure. Let's see. It's a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward. You don't want to do this because you can squeeze it. If you squeeze it together, that could be ugly. I think you're supposed to, hold it by the handle. And I do think that you're supposed to use it more as a pitcher than an actual water bottle, but you can use it as a water bottle. So in the end, I have kind of mixed feelings about this ice ball maker. I like some things about it. I like that it's see-through. I like the cap. That's kind of an improvement. Comparing it to the icebreaker pop, I feel like they did make some improvements. The icebreaker pop didn't have the lid. It's not see-through, but this one actually holds more. They're both kind of overpriced. This one's 40, this one's 30. Neither one of those seems like it should cost that much. I do like that you can drink out of this one like a bottle, although holding it is kind of awkward. Either you're squeezing it with your hand, which can have water come out, or these handles really aren't ideal for holding it, but it does work like that. They're both kind of novelty ice cube makers, but if you're looking for something just to make ice cubes around the house, you still can't beat a cheap one from the dollar store. In fact, check this out. This is my full $1 ice cube tray. Look how easy this is to get the ice out. And it makes 14 ounces. More than these and $1. That's kind of a tough sell. But if you want novelty ice cubes and you don't mind paying a fortune for them, these are pretty cool. I do like this one in some respects. I like this one in other respects. I like this one in a lot more respects. But if you've used the icebreaker pop or an ice ball maker like this, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.